everybody. And apologies, that's not the screen we want to see. Here we go. Hello everybody and welcome to Phil's Corner. As you'll see, the webcam... Oh dear, knocking my setup over. The webcam is not on today. Oh, that's loud as well. It's all an absolute shambles as we start here. Welcome to this very professional stream. I was just about to say, as you'll see, the webcam isn't on. Very simply, my left eye is looking like the colour of the England away shirt here. It's very, very sore. As I does get dry eyes. I won't bore you with the details. But of course, we're not here to see my face. We're here to see football shirts on eBay. So we will plough on nonetheless. Despite my ailments, it is nothing serious. But yeah, no webcam. But yeah, as I say, we're here to see if we can find some bargains on eBay. It's been a while. It's been a while since we did this on a Tuesday. But good to see a good number of us already. Say hello to Brock. Often the first one in the door here at Phil's Corner. Good to see you, Brock. Says, do you like the 1617 Fireberg home shirt? Would you buy one if you had the chance? Honestly, I'm trying to remember which one the 2016 shirt is now. So let's have a look. Oh, is that this one? Yeah, this one, honestly, I didn't love the design, but I think it was bespoke to the team. And obviously it's Hummel. So yeah, I'd buy it at a good price. Yeah, for sure. It's something I've been meaning to think about, actually. Sorry, it's backdating my Fireberg collection somewhat. I've got a few of the, well, every shirt, A shirts from every season, or the last few seasons. That was a really bad sentence. I've got a few Fireberg shirts from the last few seasons. But yeah, I like it. Elijah says, yo, welcome Elijah. And Kalechi, you can see Kalechi. Good friend Kalechi, who just on Sunday completed the York Marathon. So shout out to Kalechi. Great effort completing a marathon. Certainly not something I could do. And for Brock as well, it says I got the 2007 Sao Paulo shirt, very nice. And I bought a pink Stade France rugby home shirt. Brock on fire. Guys, I think, again, we're here, as I said before, we're here to look at some shirts on eBay, so I'm not going to waste any time. This is my approach. I like to do a very general term, as general as the term football shirts, ending soonest at auctions. Get a bit of everything with this, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but we'll see how we get on. As we start, I will remind us as well, if you are new, if you're just tuning in for the first time, maybe you saw the link on Twitter, make sure you subscribe, guys. It really does help grow the channel. It really does help support what I'm doing, and it doesn't cost you anything, so do subscribe. You'll know when I go live, you know when new videos go up, and of course you can also leave a like if you enjoy this stream today, and let me know in the comments as well, or in the chat what you like, any shirts that you particularly like. Just as we start, this has just ended, but I'm curious to see some pictures of this Minnesota shirt. I do quite like the Minnesota United shirts. Sorry. Yeah, I think they're, even though they're relatively simple in terms of kind of style, I quite like the colourway they have going on. And MLS shirts, I do really like the league patch that they have. I'm not sure if this, won't take any more time looking at that one, but if you see any of those in our travels, I will not be disappointed. Good to see Baz. Says hi Phil, hi guys, hi Baz, welcome, and Middleman as well. Baz said I've got plenty of nice shirts up on eBay at the moment. Very good, Baz. Yeah, feel free to drop your the name of your page or yeah, we could have a look at some point tonight. Right, here we go. Hellas Verona. One thing I like to do, guys, as we go through, I always find it interesting just to see what stuff has bids on, because sometimes, if nothing else, it can kind of help inform you a bit about the market at the time, and just kind of see. So this actually did get a bid at £15, despite just being a training top and having what looks like a bit of a hole or a pull. I'm not sure, but that's interesting. I think Hellas Verona stuff when they were with Nike does have a certain appeal. Even though they're not one of the big teams necessarily, they certainly had a bit of a cult following, and I think was it when Luca Toni was there as well briefly. So their shirts do tend to be quite desirable, or at least, you know, collectible in a sense. Newcastle, this shirt again, we're after the auctions ended, but this is I think it's fair to, I don't think this is a very good design, but it's certainly a classic, or a cult classic. It's a memorable look. That colour combo. Sorry guys, excuse me. That colour combo, quite unusual. Yeah, lots of auctions ended. I might need to just scroll down a bit so we can give ourselves at least a few minutes to to consider some shares. But yeah, good to see everyone. I hope you're well. Yeah, I've not been on eBay for a while, so glad to be doing this. In fact, I will show you. Well, it'll be coming up in the next what I'm buying video. But I was recently in Denmark for some more filming of behind the chevrons, and picked up a couple of shirts whilst I was in Aarhus in Denmark. I won't tell you what they are, so I can make that video a bit of a surprise. But yeah, I'm not kind of itching to make a purchase tonight. But having said that, if a good deal comes up, we will potentially consider it. So here we go. This is interesting. I would quite like to get a Mizuno shirt. Now, what slightly concerns me about this one is to see, it's rare you see a current season shirt for this cheap. It usually just has me quite skeptical. Why would, you have to ask yourself, why would someone have a shirt from this season and list it at this price? Now, it could be, that there's lots of reasons people use. Nothing in this picture immediately makes me consider it's a fake, but then again, I've not seen many Mizuno shirts, or at least modern Mizuno shirts. So let's have a quick look. Let's try and do as much due diligence as we can. This seller, I mean, they're very new. Often with stuff like this, I like to see a bit more information in the listing, in this area, which would give you a bit more confidence. For example, of course, people could just blag it, but even things like, where they bought it from, etc. But certainly, if this was real, I would definitely want to take a look. If nothing else, just to get a look at Mizuno. But the picture's not great. Let's now go. I think because it is a current season shirt, I think probably the best place would be the club store. Sometimes classic football shirts do stock current season shirts. Is this the actual store? Gosh, it's all over the place. It is. Right, here we go. So you see, because the quality is so bad, you can't even tell if there's that pattern in the body, honestly. And it could just be a really bad photo. Again, just make sure I'm not turning it on. There we go. Honestly, I think I'm going to avoid it. There's too many, you see that again. This is, it's not like it's hit the sales yet. And that picture, whilst again there might be that pattern in the body, I mean, if we're being picky, I don't want to risk it. Obviously, when you buy on eBay, you can send stuff back, and that would probably not be an issue. I just want to have a look. Honestly, it could be real. The annoying thing is, I think, if it was real, obviously, you're getting a very good deal. But if we just try and, I need to open it as an image. Bit of detective work here. That is incredibly grainy. You see, it's so grainy we can't even compare. For example, this is a great area to compare. Yeah. There's absolutely nothing to go on there. So I think based on a little bit of research here, guys, I'm gonna pass on this one. Again, there's definitely a potential to bid for it, to buy it, and then you can always send it back if it isn't real. And to be honest, at that price, it would be tempting. But I think there's just, again, I would expect even on this low quality photo to be able to see those eagles, and I can't. So I think we'll pass. But there we go. As I say, I'd love to see him as in a shirt, to see, get a handle on the quality. I think sometimes, sometimes for me it's very much about the feel of the shirt as it is, the design of it. I think sometimes some brands do really like. I think of something like Charlie. I really like Charlie shirts. They tend to be quite high quality in terms of applications and stuff like that. So they're a brand which I think do, again, look really good in person. Brock saying 2 screens right now. Are you and also watching Wrexham FA Cup? Have you seen Welcome to Wrexham? I haven't seen Welcome to Wrexham. It's certainly on my radar. And yeah, I must admit, I didn't realise they were playing. Was it a replay, or was that just the game, Brock? And if so, do keep us posted. With how they're getting on. Now this is an interesting piece. I don't know if it's real or not. It doesn't look particularly real, but it could just be vintage. It says it's vintage. Unsure. Either way, not something we'll bid for, but curious item. But this stuff is quite hard to kind of sometimes hard to gauge. I was going to see how much that let's see what it went for in the end. Yeah, again, yeah, we're going to pass, but obviously we've looked at that. Yeah. If it is real, that's a great deal. I suspect it isn't. Or at the very least, those pictures do not fill me with confidence. Andy, good to see you. Good to see you. Middleman also asking, does anyone collect training tops? So, I don't kind of go out my way to collect them, Middleman, but having said that, I think there's definitely a place for them, or at least, I think many training tops. What I quite like about them is you can get them quite cheap often, and some of them really do, stand up in terms of a design, or even sometimes, they might have some quite interesting features in terms of construction. So I think there's definitely a place for them in a collection. And again, if you can get them cheaper, it can often be really nice. Thanks, Brock. Certainly got a draw last Sunday versus Blythe. It's a replay. Good stuff. This Cameroon shirt, guys, from the 98 World Cup. This was an interesting time. I think the 98 World Cup, the shirts honestly haven't aged very well. I think it's fair to say, and that's not just for Puma. I think across the board. But they're still very, very collectible, and obviously anything around the World Cup, certainly has something about it. This one has some serious damage on the poor old Puma there. He's separated somewhat, and some signs of age. But £40, I would say that was below rate. But again, there is some damage there. But if that was in new condition or excellent condition, you'd probably be paying. I would say, I don't think double would be unreasonable. I think 70 to £80 probably, maybe a bit less, but yeah, that is fairly significant damage on the cat. But late 90s shirts, I said they haven't aged well. There's still a charm to them, the kind of oversized fit, the slightly shiny material. There's definitely something about them. Not one we'll bid on, but I'll keep open and see what that goes for. There's a few shirts which, even though we've not been doing this for a while, or a few weeks, I recognise a few of these fakes. Oh dear. I guess because people have them, they just run on, don't they, and automatically relist. But yeah, there's some more fakes here, which again, I can only say that with confidence because I've looked at them before. Here's another. Is this the same seller? It is the same seller. Hello, Junior. Welcome. I don't remember seeing this particular Bulgaria shirt. You know, this 98 template. Yeah, it doesn't have. It honestly, it wasn't my favourite time. If we're comparing to other eras, but it's a good price for that shirt. It's a shame about the Puma damage because that this time it's similar kind of damage. But let's have a look at this guy. What other items he has? Now this is an interesting item here. I think this is one to research. Hertha Berlin. Obviously, the first thing you think of when you think of the sponsor is Borussia Dortmund. This is, I would say, a really strong Hertha Berlin shirt. Now, £50. If this is, well, I would guess, again, a bit like the Cameroon shirt, you'd be paying closer to 70-80 for one in good condition. Now, it is a bit more used. It's got a few pulls, but £50 seems pretty good. I think we would potentially go for it at that price. But let's do a bit of market research. Let's see what I don't know what these go for, in all honesty. A bit of River Plate there as well. And again, pretty sharp, although... Yeah, so I think there's two there actually now where I'm gonna. I mean, none of them have got bids, or neither of them have got bids. This one's still got a day to go, to be fair. This could be worth a bid. Now at £50, it's hardly in the kind of bargain category, but maybe to me that seems a bit below what I would expect to pay for it. You can see the other two 98 shirts there. So let's do a bit of research. Let's actually see what the going rate is for something like this. When do I say love the Berlin kit? Yeah, this is, I think, like, honestly, this is a really strong, like I said about late 90s, this is one of the better kind of designs or templates that Adidas had. Love the 3 stripes on the collar. I think that's excellent. Even though it's got the one button, which is a funny bugbear of mine. You got actual taping. I believe it's actual taping on the sleeves, which is good to see. So I think it's a very strong design. The sponsor, again, has a novelty factor because it is, I would say, considered typically, well, I don't have to say it. It is typically what you'd associate with Dortmund. It's kind of a novelty seeing it with another team. Continental. So let's have a look, guys. Hertha Berlin 1998. I mean, no surprises. I'm going to open up some classic sites, some of the big ones who just have big stock, basically. There's obviously many other sellers, but these are just a few. And let's try and see what the big boys are selling them for. Obviously, they tend to charge a premium, especially classic, but it's good to kind of get an idea, hopefully. And equally, if you don't find it for sale, that tells its own story. Not necessarily that it means it's worth a lot, but you can see, for example, here. So the 2000 shirt in small for £60. Obviously, that's the year after, and not as strong a design, but in small. So what size was this actually? That's a good point. Medium. So a good size. Medium is more like a large, really, in today's sizes, probably. Yeah, no, honestly, okay, so that's good. That's a good gauge. Let's see if it's anywhere else on the internet. Of course, we could just search for it on Google as well, but let's see what we got. Ballum, good to see a good crowd of us here tonight. Welcome, everyone, especially if you're new. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, welcome. We are on eBay. We're currently researching and checking out, trying to basically, this is how I'm figuring out market value. I want to establish, is £50, and I see someone's already bid. I think, am I right in saying that's happened since we started looking at it? I think it did. Maybe it's one of you guys. Yeah, trying to establish. To me, this seems like a good price, but sometimes, I mean, so this is interesting. Again, we can't find it on vintage football shirts. Similar pricing to classic, 50-60 for the 2000 shirts. So that seems fair. I would say not only because this is older, but it's certainly a much stronger design with the sponsor. I think already in my head, £70-80 seems about right. At least for one in this condition. I think if it was in even better condition, you know, you might be looking closer to 3 figures, but that's maybe a bit optimistic. But let's just, you know, do a straight search. So here we go, guys. And this is, I like doing this. This is a little bit of a sneaky tip. If you go on a classic listing that has sold, by default you won't see the price. Now sometimes if you right click, view page source, Control F, £, sometimes it'll be, so we've got all that there, we're trying to find, that's not there, again we're just going through. I was going to say, sometimes the price is actually listed on this page information still. It's not in this case, but going back to the search engine results page, you can see the you know, the price of the listing when it was sold. Now of course sometimes this could be from many years ago, but this is a good indication. So it did sell at £125. Now that's in excellent condition. This on eBay doesn't seem to be excellent condition. But you know, this is the thing, when you actually look at that, okay, now £51 seems like a very good deal. I think depending on the price, and this is funny when I'm on eBay, any previous viewers will know that obviously I'm very open sometimes in what I'm bidding, and you guys may jump in, and that's great, go for it, feel free to outbid me. I'm thinking if we can get this under 60 quid, I'll be pretty happy. I don't want to enter into a bidding war. If I was really keen on the shirt, I probably would go higher, but at the very least I think we could be looking at a good steal here if it stays not much above this. So just off the bat I'm going to stick in £56. Obviously again it will probably go up. Many people don't like to bid until the end. I honestly just can't be bothered. So someone's already got a maximum bid there, so you can see here, I think, you know, clearly well, I don't, Classic do charge a premium. My valuation of the shirt, if someone asked me what would you sell it for, I would hope to get, if it was in excellent condition, £100. I think something like this, more like kind of £80. I say this where there it is, but then maybe more. Honestly, to be honest, I'm saying about the condition, it doesn't look bad at all. I'd probably say, you know, pulls consistent with age kind of thing, but the inside layer was in good nick. The jock tag's in good nick. It does actually look in pretty good condition. Sorry guys, all things considered. So there we go. Okay, so let's let it just stew a bit, and we might into that auction again, tip into it a bit more. Some comments, I've been missing them, but guys, again, I want to say thank you to everyone who's tuning in. We've got a good crowd here tonight. Yeah, if you enjoy the video, do make sure to leave a like as well. So about to say, one of the iconic Hertha Berlin shirts, absolutely. I think it's a great look for many reasons. So it is a really good shirt. Gina said they must have looked cool on a late night kick off under the floodlights. Indeed. Jackson. Andy. I really called you Jackson then. Well, I guess that's just saying him, isn't it? But Andy, love the sponsor. I bought an amateur strap shirt purely because it had the D Continental sponsor. Continental. So yeah, absolutely. A sponsor can really make a shirt like that. And Brock saying, would you buy a 2007 Berlin home shirt or keep the traditional strap shirts? Honestly, at the right price, I'd consider it for sure. I did like, so is that the Total 90 one, Brock? Am I right in saying that was when they had Total 90? I did like those shirts. For some reason they stuck out in my mind actually. The Hertha Berlin shirts. I think, who was it? What was the Brazilian guy called? Not Marquinhos. What was the Brazilian? I'm just gonna search it because it's gonna bug me otherwise. Marcelinho. I knew it began with an M. Yeah, this guy was a classic purchase on FIFA for me. And there you go, in the Total 90 shirt. I don't know. Wow, look at that career. So this is a complete departure, but look at that career. That's amazing. Trabzonspor. Marseille. That is incredible. And he bounced. It's fair to say he bounced around. Anyway, that's a complete. Wait, he's still playing? He was playing last year. Sorry, 2 years ago. Anyway, sorry. Wikipedia rabbit holes are definitely a thing, aren't they? Oh dear. Let's continue. We're supposed to be shopping at eBay. There's a Wrexham shirt. For what it's worth. Lots of shirts coming from Estonia. I'm kind of I did see the Lithuania shirt. That's one I'd like to pick up, but obviously shipping from Estonia, you're paying a fair chunk. The prices don't seem too amazing. But yeah, a nice selection. Eclectic selection, it's fair to say. Score draw. I'm very glad when listings just clearly state score draw. That's honestly just good to see. None of this just retro Scotland shirt. Just state it. Just say score draw. I like that. I appreciate that in a seller. Some more fakes from Mexico. Again, because we've seen this seller before, we can say they're fakes. This Ajax shirt is an all-timer. I'd be tempted to sort of throw in a bid of a couple £100. I do not think the seller would accept, but you never know. False 9. Is that? I believe this guy's fairly active on Twitter. I might be thinking of someone else. Let's have a quick look at their store. Obviously, you can see by the quality of the photography, fairly professional looking setup. Some nice shirts here, to be fair. Let's just keep browsing because there might be something I'd be tempted to again throw some offers in for. I'm not a big one for making best offers, but it is a sometimes you don't know what a seller is going to go through. Sometimes they're willing to accept a lot lower than the list price. Again, I'm just browsing here more for interest than anything else. But with that Ajax shirt, I think just for, again, purely because if you don't, sometimes you don't ask, you don't know. I'm gonna because this particular shirt, well, no, we won't stick in a bid, but I was gonna say a couple £100 and see if he was desperate, but nonetheless, I don't need to tell you about this shirt. An all-time design, very hard to get for a reasonable price. So £440 is a lot, and it's more than you'd expect to pay for it. But when these shirts are as rare as they are, you can kind of afford to have a high list price like that. But a great shirt nonetheless, and it does look in very good condition as well. So it's no surprise it's got a higher price. Enrique, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Good to see many familiar faces. Glad to see everyone's excited about the return of the eBay stream. Now, the Hertha Berlin shirt, how are we doing with this one? So £57. I think, again, if I can get it under 60, I'll be happy. It's quite likely, especially with over 7 minutes to go, that it will go above that. But I do like the look of this at that sort of price. And to be honest, even at a bit more, it would be below market value. Again, we're looking at something around the £80 to £100 mark. I would say would be my evaluation of it, based on what we've seen. And that seems reasonable, honestly. It's not widely available. If it was, anyway, we've talked enough about that. Let's continue. Okay, Brock, so it wasn't the total 90, the year after. Dark blue with a single white stripe on the left side. Gotcha. And balancing, who needs Premier League and DFB Poco matches when there's full squad alive? Love it, mate. As I say, guys, great to have a good number of the regulars here, and looks like some new faces too. Now, Chievo, a club. Am I right in saying they went bust, or maybe they've been bought? What do you call? What's the phrase I'm thinking of? Bought out, saved, whatever it is. This is very interesting. Now, okay, definitely one to check out a bit more. Not only have we got I love this alternate crest that they sometimes use. I don't know if it's a ladder or train tracks, whatever it's supposed to be. But we've got a name set as well in a very distinctive style. So this is very interesting. I'm not overly sold by some of the sponsors. and the overall design, but it does have something about it. And certainly with the name set, I've got to check this one out a bit more. Now, first thing with the name set, I like to check is if it did the player exist. So Poloski, Alberto Poloski. Let's hope it's this lad. Looks like he is. There he is. So not only did he play for Chievo, he played 144 times. So this is definitely the name set, or at least he played for them. So it's unlikely they would stick on the wrong number, you'd hope. So that's good to see. Next question, of course, is again a quick try and find this shirt, basically. So I mean, there's more efficient ways of doing this. Well, let's just do the Google method, because to be fair, actually that helped us out quite a lot last time. Now, this is interesting because it is available from vintage football shirts, but without a sponsor and of course without a name set. So £25, that seems about right. This is the kind of shirt which you would get in a CFS clearance sale. In fact, there we go, CFS as well. £20 for a long sleeve, but again, no sponsors and no name set. So I think, again, if we're trying to kind of give a market value on this, it's certainly worth £20. And you could probably argue it's more like £40, maybe £30 to £40. It depends on how much you value a name set. I think probably 30 would be more reasonable. If we can get this under 25, I'd be happy. Now, obviously we've got the Hertha Berlin shirt as well, so this one is definitely one I'll be keeping an eye on. In fact, we'll watch them for what it's worth. So there we go. Again, this, if we can get this just over 60, just under 60, that'll be amazing. And this one, if we can get it around the £25 mark, I'll be really happy. It probably is worth more. Most of the time when I'm actually bidding on these shirts, many of you guys will know, it's, you know, it probably could go for more, it is worth more, but I don't want to just, you know, I'm trying to get stuff a little bit below market value if I can. And I don't always sell the shirts, it's not necessarily to flip, but I do have that in my mind. I'm thinking, okay, in 6 months' time, in a year's time, if I wanted to part with it, I want to get my money back, certainly. But, you know, those are just some of the things which I consider. Great Chievo shirts at Minimum. Yeah, I honestly, that name set really, like, without the name set, of course, even though it has the sponsor, unlike the ones that you seem to be able to get on the market, yeah, no, you love to see, I mean, here we go, there's a picture there. You love to see a bespoke name set, so that's really cool. Yeah, okay, so 1 second, guys. Apologies for that. So with two and a half minutes to go, this is the Hertha Berlin shirt and the Chievo shirt. Let's just have, I mean, a quick browse. I don't want to spend too much time because I do want to watch the auction as it ends. Another 98 shirt. A Dortmund neon shirt. Now this, I'm going to assume isn't real. That does think it looks a little bit rovey, as does the Japan crest. I think we can assume that's fake. Portland Timber shirt. Shame it's in a small, because that might be real. It looks certainly more real. But again, not a great sight. Oh, mind you, that, unless maybe I can't tell if that's real, but inside small, not too much of interest. Some more from the fake Seno Mexico. He is prolific. Right, Hertha Berlin. So this is funny again. I'm sure some of you may want to outbid me. Someone may have already outbid the kind of range I'm thinking of. Ian, good to see you, mate. Says that Chievo shirt is interesting. Yeah, I think again with the name set, this one I think has some potential. And I really, it's not necessarily a very nice name set, but I think it's I can't. It looks to be bespoke to the team. I'm not certain on that, but. I mean, Chievo, not a big brand, but certainly, yeah. No, there's a lot to like about this one, honestly. Now, Hertha Berlin, I think £61. Let's see. I'm going to assume someone's already got a higher maximum bid, but let's just have a look. they haven't. So we're currently winning with a minute to go. Obviously, a lot can change in a minute on eBay, but this is good. At this price, honestly, I think I'll be really happy. Whether I keep the shirt or not, I'm not sure, but certainly just to be able to see it and I don't know many late 90s shirts. So already up to 61. Somebody's already, again, it could be one of you. There's already that's our maximum bid. I think we'll stay at 61. If someone outbids us, fair play to them. I certainly think the shirt is worth more than this. So 63. So someone has outbid us, which is okay. Not going to be too worried about that. But let's see what it goes for. Hopefully, for the person who buys it, it ends up staying nice and low. Although for Gaz, I guess we'd want it to be a bit higher, so you can get a bit more money. But £60, honestly, £65. Okay, so a bit of a late flurry. Again, this is what's so good about eBay. This shirt, £72. Still a good price. I mean, compared to 125 on Classic. Now, of course, again, that's Classic. But that to me, whilst not the bargain of the century, is certainly a good deal. So I like that. Good to see. I would love it if it's one of you guys watching you bid and want that. I don't think we've had that on streaming, have we? We've had a lot of I know. There's been a few occasions where, again, I've been in a bidding war and I thought, this would be ample opportunity for someone to pip us to the post. But yeah, there we go. So really, again, you saw that whole process, and this is one thing I like, guys. You see a shirt, you're thinking, right, first question, is it real? And sometimes that's hard to tell, but do what you can with that. But then it's also, what is this actually a good price? And I think in this example, this was a good price. And even though it went out of our plan range, again, I think it's so important to plan ahead. Sometimes even if it's a good deal, you should still be prepared to walk away. You should still try and set a limit. So I'm really happy with that. Even though, again, I would say that's below market value. Happy to have walked away from that, even though it was a good price, still at £72. Yeah, good stuff. Bit of live auction action, which you don't always get. Sometimes the timings don't work out. Sometimes the auctions happen off stream, but good to see. As I say, good to see that pick up there. At Chievo, though, might still happen. So again, I'm thinking 24. If we can get it for 24 under, I'll take it. And I reckon we've got a good chance. If he goes some more, fair play. We will see. So 3 minutes. Right, let's have a quick scan. Wrexham up 2-0. Thanks, guys, for the updates. Yeah, looking good then. Is it on TV then? I'm guessing it's on TV. If it's Wrexham. So, quick scan. I think, again, I do like the Porto T90 shirts. Great France jacket. These kind of sellers, the prices are all sort of okay, but much more, I mean, there's some serious damage on some of them. But again, it's coming from Spain, and they're pricing it much more in line with what you'd expect the shirts to kind of go for. I'm not sure if this is real. It's clearly either a reissue or not real with that tag. Yeah, so we can move on swiftly. ESPN Plus, yeah, nice. Right, Chievo. So again, once this is over, actually, we'll check a bit more out of Killer Kits. Very good feedback and a good number of sales. So, in fact, you can see they've got that really great River Plate shirt. Even though I'm more of a Boca Juniors guy myself, this, I cannot deny, is a classic. Look at that! Look at that trophy detailing as well. No, it's great. Checking out a few more. Love the Brescia shirts. So let's put in a bid, guys. Let's put in a bid for £24 and see what happens. Of course, with a minute to go, some people like to leave it a lot later. So someone already took us up to 22. So let's see, minute and a half to go. Let's see what happens. Do jump in if you want to grab it yourself. But that's cool. Yeah. do really like to see that name set on the back. Adds a lot to the shirt. Just go through some real kind of potential bargains here, to be honest. Looking at things like this Palmer shirt, which of course could, it's already at £51, but I'm going to watch that. There's a few from this seller which I'm definitely and I wonder who is Killer Kits. Maybe Killer Kits is someone. I noticed they're in Londonderry. Yeah, I don't know. This could obviously be one of the sellers, given the kind of quality of the photos and the range of stock. It's not Northern Ireland Classic shirts, is it? I don't know. Maybe it is. But anyway, Chievo Berlin. So similar story to the Hertha Berlin shirt, but that's okay. £25, very reasonable price, and I would say this is very much in the bargain territory. So we've been like outbid at the last minute on 2 shirts, but that's okay. I'm honestly like, is it weird to say that it's still quite enjoyable sometimes just to be in the auction? I mean, if it was a shirt I really wanted and I lost it, I'd be quite gutted. When it's a bit more like this, where I'm just having a browse and not too invested in it. It doesn't feel too painful. If you could see my face now, you'd realise I'm smiling. But yeah, my eye is honestly really sore. I won't bore you with the details, but yeah, it's not looking too pretty. But there we go. We continue nonetheless. So that was again, similar story to the Hertha shirt. Well, I think that was a good price. You pay a bit less than that for a shirt without the sponsor and name set. So good deal. Good deal for whoever won that shirt. Ian saying, interesting that CFS is always thought of as expensive. I picked up a St. Pauli home 2008, so it was excellent, for $13.50. Yeah, honestly, Ian, classic stuff, they still have really good stuff, and sometimes for whatever reason stuff just either slips through the cracks or is just listed recently, and I still buy stuff from classic from time to time, but I think their reputation is justified. Typically they do charge more, but they can afford to charge more compared to other sites, because again they've got the reputation, they've got a range of stock which other sites can only dream of. So it is what it is. I personally don't have much beef with them. Again, especially in the early days of my collecting, but even now I still enjoy picking up stuff from time to time. Obviously their sales are good fun as well, rushing to try and get a shirt, and then the shirt you really wanted ends up going up on the site after the sale, but there we go. But no, that's good. That's an amazing pick, to be honest. That does seem very good. Obviously it must have been just in the clearance section or whatever, but that's great. Doesn't matter where it was or is going. That price for a shirt, you cannot argue with it. So I'm just scrolling through pretty quickly here. Obviously these listings, concept shirt. Oh dear. These listings don't end until tomorrow morning, but we'll have a quick browse. You never know. What sort of stuff might be found, but I'm honestly nothing has grabbed my eye on almost this whole page. I mean, whether I'm really here we go. I was going to say whether I'm really taking in all the information is another question. Now, you guys know I have a lot of love for Taylor Bunbro, so this immediately catches my eye. Could do with an iron, but not that you'd want to take an iron to a football shirt. But I think this is an incredible, like a really strong shirt. Just as a design, as a look, and it's so for 25 quid I'm thinking, okay, this is definitely, I think, going to be worth a bid, but we'll do a due diligence before we jump in with a bid. Let's try and see if the shirt, just my first take there, long sleeves in large, it's just two big ticks. I have nothing, no connection to Northern Ireland at all, but that looks honestly really good to me. So Northern Ireland 2011. Yeah, that sounds about right. Shirt, is it the away? It's the away. Again, key things we're looking for here, guys, are we're basically just trying to find it. So again, classic. We've got them there. Vintage football shirts. Now this is, I've noticed a lot of vintage actually. So they will often have old listings. You can tell it's old because of the product shot here. And of course, this is the price they sold it on. But my general advice would be, if you see a shirt listing so with this style of picture, I think this is at least, I want to say at least 5-6 years old, but I might be wrong. It might be less than that. But obviously, so £30, you can see, okay, £30 there. Whereas Classic have them at the moment on the site for £60. But of course, this is, you know, even though this is brand new tags, this is short sleeve compared to the long sleeve. So, you know, it's funny things, isn't it, guys? Like when you see the shots and you see Classic's really nicely photographed shots in the studio, the colours look so much more vibrant. And, you know, these photos are fine. But yeah, again, it's not high-end. It's very creased, I should say. But there's a lot to be said about, you know, again, if you actually saw this on Classic in the long sleeves, it would obviously be 70 quid plus. So I think even though we won't see the end of this auction until tomorrow, we can definitely stick in a bid here. I'm just going to do it straight up. And I think it's real. I've not had a proper look, but I've never seen a good fake, or even a fake. To be honest, I don't know if I've ever seen a fake of a Taylor Burnley shirt. If I have, then it's escaped me. But let's stick in the bid. Obviously, it's likely to get a few more bids. But yeah, Substitute 79 says love the Taylor Burnley range. It's honestly, guys, I cannot speak high enough for not only the quality of the designs, but the quality of the materials. You know, it really was a high point in football shirts. Like, there's no other way to look at it, I think. And their collectability has grown. I mean, if anything, I think because in this era there simply wasn't a huge football shirt community like there is today. There were many collectors, and don't get me wrong, but you know, I think it's funny looking back now. A range like this, were it to come out now, would just be incredibly well received. And I think it's funny, like looking back, these shirts, again, you can get them quite cheap, but they really, like, it doesn't always really matter what team, I would say. I would just say look out for Taylor Burnley stuff, and they're worth owning. They're just really nice. And you know, I'm not saying necessarily they're going to be the best shirts in your collection, but they will be really nice pieces. And even though, again, this one is very creased, but in long sleeve, if I can get that, and again, yeah, we'll see what happens. Aaron says, hey, I've been collecting football shirts for 3 years now, and I'm now at uni. I managed to pick up 2014-15 Juve, the one with the blue stuff for £25 anyway. Great stuff, Aaron. I can very much relate to that, mate. When I started collecting, kind of for real, really, it was just after uni when I had a bit of disposable income for the first time, pretty much. So yeah, good stuff. Keep it going, and that is a good pickup for £25. In fact, that's a very good pickup. I would say now those shirts definitely would be worth, well, at least double that on the market. So yeah, very nice, very nice indeed. Nice. We'll keep going for a bit, but I must say it's been a good time. It's been good to be back on eBay. Really, really great to see the numbers of people viewing today. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. It really does mean a lot to me. The channel, I haven't been as regular with my videos as I'd like. There's some really cool stuff behind the scenes which I wish I could tell you about, but I can't. Let's just say it involves designing football shirts, but that's all I'm going to say. I can't say more than that. And it might not come to anything. But anyway, I've been busy, and on top of the stuff like behind the chevrons, it's cut into my filming schedule more than I would have anticipated. So I'm sorry I haven't had as many videos on the channel, but it means a lot to have your guys' support on these streams. And of course, you know, I'll still be aiming to put videos out, so I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, thank you anyway. Wrexham 3-0 up. Bellum, thank you for the update. They're looking very good then. Yeah, as we just continue. What a ridiculous t-shirt. Yeah, as we just continue, we will see if there's anything else that grabs us as we close out the stream. But it's been a good. Well, we had some near misses with Hertha Berlin and Chievo, but fun to be involved there. And I think, you know, sharing. Hopefully it's of interest as well. Just showing you how I go about doing my research. I think especially anyone who's seen a few of these streams will know kind of what my whole process is typically like. But I think honestly that for me as part of the experience is that weighing up of is this going to be worth a bid? How much should I bid? Sometimes stuff, yeah, again, you miss out, but you move on to the next one. I have no recollection of this Belgium shirt. Very 90s, of course. But that's a funny one. I mean, okay, 54 minutes into the stream and I yawn for the first time. That must be a new record. Usually it takes you about 20 minutes and I'm gone already. Oh dear. Yeah. What was it? I was going to say something. I've completely forgotten now. What filters do you use, Aaron? So Aaron, this isn't necessarily the way you should do this, but I actually go almost with no filters. Now that's simply because I enjoy just the process of, you know, scrolling through. But of course, if I was to use filters, I could do things like adults and sizes, and that's, I think it's probably, you know, that's certainly understandable. The reason I don't like to use filters is because I've had experiences in the past where stuff hasn't been well categorized or you know, well listed. Now, I don't think you need to do it as open as this. It's just the way I go about it. But yeah, so basically I don't have any filters. Apart from, I like to do auctions, ending soonest. But again, you could do buy it nows, or people like to do often like newly listed. That's a classic. Again, especially if you want to be putting in bids. But yeah, I like this approach, but there's many other approaches. I wouldn't say this is the best one. It's just the way I go about it. Substitute, so it's in 2010 England goalkeeper Wales on CBS for 35. Nice. I mean, honestly, that seems not that bad at all. We talked about classics prices. I'm just going to have a look myself now, just interest sake. Is that the yellow one? What year? So we are looking at, did you say 2010? So let's just find that one. Yeah, that's funny. Let's do relevance. You'd think that would help. I do find this sometimes a classic where their sort or filtering can be a little bit all over the place, and it could be a browser issue, to be fair. Let's do. Oh gosh, I'm not going to trawl through that. Yeah. Nonetheless, that would tempt me at that price, honestly. Yellow, long and short sleeved. Very nice. Yeah, £35. I mean, again, I guess with classic, especially if there's multiple sizes available, I would probably try and wait for a sale. But then again, you get the discount code, like you say. You could get, like, you know, there's always a 10% code floating about. So yeah, pretty good. Andy said, can we have a sneak peek at Baz's eBay sales? Oh yeah, let's do that as we finish. Remind me what your profile is called, or one of the shirts that you got for sale, Baz, and we'll have a look at your store as we finish. Miniman, great question here. Phil, is there a player you liked that you would collect his Korean football shirts? That's a really interesting question, because I think if there was one player, if we were also factoring in international kits, I think it would be Nakata. And I've already got one of his Palmer shirts. I mean, I say already, it's just one of them. Look at this hilarious fake. I mean, if you're going to fake a shirt, you might as well do it like this. Absolutely ridiculous. Nigeria PSG mashup. Yeah, Miniman, because I think obviously you'd then get the Japan shirt, you'd get the a little bit of J-League at the start, all the Italian teams that you had. Why not have a few Bolton shirts in your collection? But, you know, not necessarily, I wouldn't say he's my favourite player, but he's a player I certainly remember growing up. And I think, you know, again, if we're talking purely on the shirt level, I can't think of many players I'd rather have, especially when you factor in the international kits. Because again, I have so much love for Japan kits, as many people do. So yeah, maybe Nakata. That'd be one. Peru, you got the Perugia shirts. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I can't think of any. I mean, the other one, it's an obvious answer, but R9, Ronaldo. Again, I've only got, I've got one of his PSV shirts, which I absolutely love. And yeah, his career spans. I would say his career is maybe less exciting from a shirt perspective. You've got, you know, some of the biggest teams in the world, but not necessarily the best shirts in the world. But yeah, those are a couple. I think Nakata, if I had to pick one, that is who I'd pick. Yeah, let's finish off. As I say, I was keen to check out Baz's store, but I can't remember for the life of me what his store was called. If anyone knows, let me know. If not, we will begin to wrap up. But once again, guys, it's been a fun hour. It's flown by. We had a few close calls with Hertha Berlin and Chievo, and this Northern Ireland shirt might come through as well. I think, given this price, I'd potentially go a little bit higher as well. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning if I remember to get involved in the auction. But yeah, a good evening on eBay, and you can see, guys, it doesn't matter. You know, when you come on here, there's always something. Look at that final shirt. There's always something. There's a lot of rubbish, but you can find diamonds in the rough, and you can almost always save money. Sometimes an auction just runs away, or something just ends up being really popular for some reason, but most of the time you can get stuff here that you can get as cheap anywhere else. Oh, look at that. This is one of the shirts we looked at last week about the chevrons. Now, this is a large boys, but if it was to be honest, even at that price, you wouldn't, because of the size, it wouldn't be worth it. But incredible shirt. Anyway, yeah. And then he said, I have Klinsmann's Germany 92-94. Attempted to search for his career shirts. That would be fun. I mean, I really like, there's that kind of challenge element, isn't there, when you've got something like that where it's yeah, it's quite fun to try and fill in the gaps. Right. Any final questions? Stick them in the chat. But otherwise, I will love you and leave you. We will be back on Thursday, guys, for the Hot Wall. We're going to be shooting all afternoon, so we've got some shows to catch up on. I think, all being well, we should catch up to, because there hasn't been that many new releases. And then if we've got time on that Thursday stream, I'm going to start reviewing or tweaking some of the placements. So there's several shirts which, as I've been going through the Hot Wall, I've thought, I need to bump that up higher or knock it down a few pegs. So we'll do that on Thursday if we get time, or if not, we'll catch up as much as possible with the new releases. But that's certainly on the agenda. Really excited. In fact, I think I can say this. So with my Belgrano documentary, which I mentioned a few times, I'm going to be doing, it's nothing special, just off my own bat, produce a short documentary, but try and do it a bit more kind of, take some time, write a script, etc. But I've had amazing feedback from some fans, and even Araya themselves have said they want to contribute in some way to the documentary. Araya Argentina, that is. So that is awesome, and I'm really, really excited to have, just even in a small way, just interview them or something, get them involved in some way. Maybe they could share some photos or what have you. But that's really cool. So I don't know how long that's going to take to produce. It might take multiple weeks, or will take multiple weeks. But that's coming, and that's really exciting. And I've still got my testimony video to come, which I'm excited about, and I've been promising for several months now. So there's lots of stuff coming up. It might take a bit longer than usual because of other stuff going on behind the scenes. But nonetheless, thank you for your support, especially, given, as I say, I've not been as active as I'd like. But your support, just by watching the videos and commenting, is much appreciated. Thank you, Milovan. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, I'll be very happy to get this for around this price. Taylor Bummer, guys. It's the way forward. Right. Guys, thank you again. I will see you very soon. If I don't see you at the stream, I'll probably chat to you on Twitter. But thank you for tuning in today. Happy shopping on your own travels on eBay. And see you very soon for another video or live stream. I can't remember my shortcut to go to the next scene now. But nonetheless, thank you guys. See you soon.